Until I hear your friendly local constitutional coop and with some exciting videos. It's just been an amazing month here, especially with going on in Washington, D.C. and all that. And I want to get you up to speed here. You might be aware that President Trump has issued an executive order on elections. Think about that for a minute. And I haven't seen a thing in 3M Incorporated, otherwise known as the mindless mainstream media, about this. How does Trump have complete control over all the elections and the electorate in all 50 states, especially acting as commander in chief of the armed forces? That doesn't work. It's never worked. And it underscores the main issue that I advocate. And it's going to win your case in a lot of cases because all this system recognizes are de facto 14th Amendment citizens, otherwise known in my legal parlance here as just solely foreign state subordinate corporate dead entities which have no right to de facto national socialist government is bound to respect. You start bringing issues like this into your case, and with my constitutional defense document package modestly priced, you get a lot of different ways to do this. And this is going to help make the case go away. And we may even be able to do it with my love letter to the perps, whoever they may be. Whether that's an HOA, for example, traffic court, landlord, people like that, because they don't exist, but we do. We're humans. Our citizenship, as you will learn, is just sanguineous. Citizenship by blood, not by soil. And the current justices of the Supreme Court damn well know it. Trump knows it. And Attorney General Pam Bondi should know it. And that's where our relief is going to be. So it's exciting. You start raising structural jurisdictional errors like this, and they have nowhere to go. You'll learn a lot more about that. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, on how to do it. And once you get into the thick of things and begin to understand, and by the way, it took me a while. I didn't get it overnight either. And part of my job is to help you, to get there as quickly as possible and understand the basics. Uh, and when you realize what's going on here, wow, there's no words for it. There just isn't. But that said, send me an email, youwinningcourt@gmail.com, for more information about my modestly priced document packets. And these come, by the way, with teaching you in mind. You get complimentary updates on all of the documents, and I've been upgrading a lot of documents recently. Complimentary phone conversation so we can go back and forth and get you up to speed. Complimentary email back and forth if it's needed, and a complimentary Zoom appearance in court. And that's a real killer if that ever happens, because they're never going to let you see a jury. I'm never going to see one, because if we do, we're going to beat the hell out of them in their own corrupt courts. Learn more, send me an email, youwinningcourt@gmail.com. It's just the way it should be. And just think about this, and you never heard this in school either. I didn't 60 odd years ago in Washington, D.C., but the original intent of those racist framers was to create this Constitution to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Not Chase Bank, not IBM, not Microsoft. Us. We have creator endowed inalienable rights. And once you learn that simple fact and how to get it in there and set an unopposed record in the trial court, and there are, by the way, a lot of things you might be doing simultaneously. We'll be talking about that, getting your case out of that court and trying to find a judicial court to which we have the right from day one, not to mention trial by jury according to the course of the common law and habeas corpus. These are the tools that help us beat whatever it is you're dealing with. And as I said, it includes HOAs, corporate landlords, traffic court. I mean, you name it. Uh, they all operate on the same defunct principle that you're a corporate citizen, but they have to prove that to sustain jurisdiction. And as you're going to learn, there's no way they can do it. None. You're not a quote unquote person within the meaning of the non existent 14th War Amendment. And these current justices know that that amendment never existed. That's the key to our salvation and our freedom. And it will do the same for your kids and your posterity. That's priceless. That's important information. You're never going to get it in today's 3M. Uh, um, not 3M, but anyway, in today's public education system. I didn't get it back in the day. They're not going to hear any of this now. They don't want you to know the truth. There's the New York banksters behind all of this. And every time you see a black robe bastard or a state bar association attorney, they're not in a judicial court. You know, what you have there, to put it politely, are unregistered foreign agents of at least the City of London, if not Vatican City. And that's how it get big, because you're in an administrative tribunal. But you're going to learn recently the Supreme Court is now acting like an Article 3 judicial court. And they know we have our rights in judicial courts. That's what's exciting here. We have a window we haven't seen in maybe 150 years. And with Trump in office and Republicans controlling the House and the Senate, it doesn't get any better than this. And that's a lot of bargaining leverage for us. And that's the good news for you, too, that if we stop and hold, you know, we're going to be getting a big payday here. Because otherwise we're going to attempt to use our citizens arrest affidavit, and we'll learn more about that too. Send me an email, uwinnincourt@gmail.com, to arrest the perps and charge them with treason. And you'll find that's the Constitution mandating it and the U.S. Supreme Court saying it in a case called Cohen's v. Virginia, 6 Wheat and 264, 1821. Oh, that's old law. They don't use that anymore. The hell they don't. The current justices are real familiar with Cohen's. And when we get there with our appropriate case, they're going to have no choice but to hear and decide our case. It will be a default judgment if we need to get there. That's how exciting all this is. Wow. So to learn more, send me an email, uwinnincourt@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe, like, tell your friends, get the word out. The quicker we take action, the quicker we get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.